Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Jack Mitchell with Entrepreneur's Corner. It's so great to have everyone here with us today. We have a wonderful show coming up with a very special guest. I want to first of all thank our sponsors, TCC&M, which means Treasure Coast Communications and Marketing, TCoast Studios, we have Treasure Coast Printers, we have Better Living Magazine, Marketplace, we have Wise Communication. We have a number of wonderful sponsors that we want to thank for allowing us to have this program tonight. But I want to get right into this because we have someone that I've just recently met, and she seems like a very special person, and she's going to do an amazing job for us here in our community. On Entrepreneur's Corner, we try to present people that really are making a difference or are going to make a difference in our community. And this young lady, Johana Negron, is one of those ladies. I see that she's going to be a major positive influence here in the Treasure Coast. So, just to begin, let me introduce you to our new friend, Johana Negron. Johana, welcome to Entrepreneur's Corner.
Thank you so much. I'm
Okay.
Johana Negron.
Good. Johana, where are you from? I know you're from
Yes,
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Give
yes.
us just a little bit of your history. You grew up in Puerto Rico?
I grew up in Puerto Rico, the Enchanted Island.
Exactly, it's beautiful. What
Yes.
part of Puerto Rico?
Carolina. It's near
Carolina.
San Juan.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, near the capital.
Now, do you still have family there?
I do. Yeah, aunts, cousins, etc.
Right. How did they do during the hurricane?
Okay, everybody, was okay.
Okay, thank goodness.
A little difficult, but
Yeah.
everybody's safe.
Good,
Thank
good,
you.
good. Okay, and so how long were you in Puerto Rico before you came here to the States?
My whole life. I came here when I was 21,
Okay.
22. And then
Did you come here to Florida?
to Florida, yes.
Okay,
To visit.
to visit.
Some family members, and
Okay,
then something happened with my mother, a medical issue that she had, and we decided to stay, and here we are.
oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Yes.
Okay, then you went to school, and then after school, did you work for an employer, or what was your
Yes,
your
actually-
career?
Yes, I was actually in Puerto Rico. I used to work for the 911 service, the administrative
Oh.
offices over there. Yes, and so when that happened, I was also full-time going to college. And when that incident happened with my mom, I decided to move and continue in college here in the United States.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, initially it was a little difficult for me because of the language barrier.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to take extra classes
Wow.
to do.
You know, my wife is from South America. You met my wife.
Yes.
And I just have so impressed with people like yourself and my wife who have come here legally, but have gone through the struggle of learning a new language. And English is a tough, I've lived myself for a number of years in Italy. So io sono quasi italiano. So I had to learn Italian. So I know how challenging it is. But I have nothing but the highest respect for yourself, my wife, and all of the folks who have gone to the trouble and the effort to learn the English so that you could integrate yourself so beautifully, here in America. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Thank
Good.
you.
So continue. I keep on interrupting.
So,
but
no, you're good.
Good.
After a while, I met my husband.
Okay.
I got married. We had 2 children while I was working, etc. Being a mom, wearing a lot of hats. And so family has been always a priority for us and for me. And because I found myself a lot on this, on traffic and a lot of time outside of the house working and everything, I said, you know what, I can use this experience because I started working for a law firm. And actually I started working for them as a file clerk. And
Wow.
from there,
As a file clerk.
yes, because I didn't know the language and everything. But I thought in my mind, I said, you know what, this is going to be temporary. And from there, I grew, I learned the immigration field, I learned a lot, and here I am. I use the experience to open my own business, and I love it because I have the flexibility to be with my children, with my husband, and manage my time.
Now, this is pretty wonderful. Now, what I just heard is that you started off as a file clerk.
Yes.
And Now, was it in a law firm that specialized in immigration?
In immigration, yeah.
Okay, and so you learned right from the back office
Exactly.
type of situation.
Yes.
And then you advanced to the point that,
Yes, 6 months after I was working as a file clerk, they gave me the opportunity to learn. And I appreciate so much an attorney, his name, if I could say
sure,
it,
please, yeah.
is Franklin Blanco. He took the time and the patience to train me, to teach me, so a lot of what I know today is because of him.
Wow.
So, and then, like I said, 6 months after, they promoted me to a legal assistant position where I actually was hands-on, in the job.
Wow.
So, and then from there, that was 20 years ago.
That's pretty wonderful. Obviously, you showed talent, and curiosity and all the kind of things that are important to move ahead, in a career. And this gentleman was, and I think that's important that, our audience realizes that you may have someone in your company, some young woman or some young man, who has the kind of qualities that this Mr. Blanco saw in you, Johanna. The willingness to work, the willingness to learn, to be coachable.
Yes.
If you find someone like that, you may be like a Mr. or Ms. Blanco to that person in your office. So there's opportunities for all of us, whether we're employers or even an entrepreneur, to help each other.
Exactly.
So, and so this gentleman was really significant.
Very significant. Today he's my friend. He used to be my boss. Now he's my friend.
That's pretty wonderful.
Yeah.
That's a nice story.
It's like a mentor,
That's a nice story.
Thank you. So I decided to open the business, and now I have the opportunity of employing people, helping others, and and I understand what it is to come from, from down here and come little by little, learn and step by step,
That's pretty wonderful.
Yes.
We're going to take a commercial break,
Okay.
and just for a minute or so, and then we're going to come back and we're going to find out a little bit more about your actual transition from being an employer to having your own business. So we'll be back in just a minute. Hi everyone, we're back from our little short break, and we thank you for joining us again. As I mentioned, we have this wonderful woman, Johana Negron, who worked hard and took advantage of situations and now has opened her own business. What's the name of your business?
Immigration Document Solutions.
Okay, say that nice and slow so I want everyone to know the name of your company.
Of course, it is Immigration Document Solutions.
Immigration Document Solution. That's
Correct.
wonderful. What was the inspiration for you to start your own business? Because you were working and I'm sure making a decent livelihood and so forth. But to open up your own business, that's a pretty challenging jump.
It is.
And it's risky from a number of different perspectives. What was the impetus? Why did you do it? What was going on in your mind?
Well, to be quite honest, initially when I was in college, I always, in the back of my head, I always wanted to open my own business, but I didn't know in which area. So, like I said, when I became a mom, family, my children are always first, and my husband. So that's what inspired me even more to decide to open my own business. And I took the chance. It was a little scary for me, but I say, you know what? I have faith and I move forward. And also with the support of my husband. He has been very supportive, so that has been really good.
What were some of the basic steps you took, Johanna? You made the decision, you and your husband, his name's Angel?
Yes,
okay.
Angel.
And Angel, and the two of you talked about your opening up a business. What were some of the concrete steps you had to go through to find a location and open up and so forth. So give the folks just a little idea of some of the steps you had to take along the way.
Well, the company has been open officially since 2014. But I actually started working with a law firm on the side while I was working full time in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we spoke about it. I said, you know what, I really want to open my business. I want to do this. And my husband was a little skeptical initially. But then he said, okay, if that's what you want to do, let's do that. So I, again, fearfully, but walking. This law firm offered me to start with a few cases, investor visa cases. And I said, okay. And initially, like I said, the company was not registered. I was just doing it on the side.
Were you doing it at home?
At home,
Mm-hmm.
from home, exactly. Mm-hmm. And so when I decided then in 2014 to open the company, register it, and everything, I continued working from home. And I remember working sometimes 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I didn't want to, have the, how do you call it, interfere with the time with my children during the day. So I rather just sacrifice at night and...
Well, how old were your children then? In 2014?
Yes.
2015? How old were your children?
They were like 5 and 6.
Wow.
Something like that.
Okay,
yeah.
So that's a challenge.
Yeah. So they were small.
Uh-huh.
And so, like I said, I registered a company, started doing that. It went well.
Now, this is in Miami? You were living in Miami
Correct.
at the time? Okay.
It's actually, Miramar.
In Miramar,
very
sure.
close to Miami,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And everything went well. The law firm was very happy with my work and continued assigning more. So that was actually my first contract after that officially, after I opened the company and everything.
Yeah.
So, and that's where we are today because, I started little by little.
And so you started there and you showed to the law firm that you could produce a good product for them.
Correct.
And then they started to give you more
Mm-hmm.
assignments.
Yes.
Now, tell me, how did it, so you had one client.
Yeah, just one.
How did you get the second client?
That was actually when I opened the business. I started, I created, not me, but I worked with someone who created the website for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started little by little getting out there so that people knew.
Now, did you do networking? How did you get your name out there? So, well, your clients are going to be the law firms. So,
Mm-hmm.
how did you get them to know that?
Some of them were like referrals from other attorneys, and others found me online.
Really?
Plus I also, since I've been working for so long in this field, many attorneys already knew me. So, they refer me to others. And
Mm-hmm. So, at that time, your company was called Immigration Document Solutions.
Since the beginning.
Since the beginning, okay. Now, so you stayed in Miami and grew the practice. How large did you get? Did you have any employees over the years?
Well, yes. Initially, I was by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a paralegal who worked with me in my house, in my home office. And then after that, remotely and like that. So we have had employees, but on a remote basis.
Got it.
Until recently.
Okay. We're going to take another quick break for our sponsors, and then we're going to come right back, and we're going to hear about Johanna's new endeavors here in Port St. Lucie.
Yes.
So we'll be back in just a moment.
Why would over 23,000 successful business owners and CEOs pay to meet in small monthly peer discussion groups? The answer? To meet and interact with other result-driven leaders who are responsive and supportive, and to develop their businesses according to Dun & Bradstreet to be 2.5 times more successful than other small to medium-sized businesses. Join a wise Solomon group today.
Welcome back. We're here with Johana Negron from Immigration Document Solutions.
Correct.
Now, recently, you've opened up a new office here next to TCoast Studios, we're happy to say.
Yes.
A new neighbor. Here in St. Lucie West. So tell us, how did that happen?
Yes, so I didn't plan it. This opportunity came up. We decided to move to Port St. Lucie, personally, not only the business. And so we brought the business with us, my family and I. And we opened up this office here in Port St. Lucie, and it has been much better than I expected. I have met so many good people and new connections, and we're expanding and growing.
That's wonderful. It's so nice to have you as a neighbor and
Likewise.
as a growing business. It's terrific. Tell the folks, who's your client and what do you actually provide to that client?
Yes. So our main clients are law firms throughout the United States.
Oh, so it's not just local. It's not.
No.
So it's throughout the United States.
Throughout the United States.
Wow.
Mainly in Florida, but also in other states such as California, New York, etc. And so law firms are specifically practicing law in the immigration field. And that's our main clientele. The second audience that we have is basically, the regular public, people who do not need or want to be represented by attorneys. And so we do preparation of documents without giving any legal advice to them accordingly. So we're very happy to do that. It's been wonderful for us. And honestly, it's my passion because I love helping others. I love giving back to the community. And same thing with our team in the office. We all feel the same way.
So now you have two target audiences. One are the legal professionals who specialize in immigration law.
Mm-hmm.
And so those are the folks that you want to call you to give you assignments, and you will help
Correct.
them with the paperwork and all the backload, research and so forth.
Yes, because sometimes even though law firms have in-house staff,
Sure.
sometimes they have much more work that they cannot probably handle in office, or maybe they don't have the experience to do it. Sometimes it happens, the type of cases. So they call us and give us those assignments, and we take care of them.
Mm-hmm. Can you just give the audience just a hint of what was one of the more challenging cases you worked on? Without mentioning, obviously, no names.
Of
but
course.
So,
I would say
is there a fun case that you worked on or a challenging one that be kind of interesting?
it's ironic because initially the most challenging for me were the investors' visas cases. And now I love them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I love doing those. I enjoy a lot doing them.
And what's entailed in that kind of?
Well, there's a lot going on, but the person has to have certain requirements. They have to spend certain amount of money in the United States, depending on the business. There's a lot of tracing with the money that you have to do.
Oh.
Yeah. And so they have to go to an interview at the U.S. consulate of whatever country it is.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's a lot involved, but I love working with details. And, the tracing, the investigating part of it.
I bet she's very good doing puzzles and crossword programs, something like that. Now, your second audience you mentioned, and I didn't realize, is for the general public. So,
Correct.
Tell me, this would be someone who has come here from another country,
Yes.
usually, and they want or need some kind of documents. And
Correct.
what would be a typical request that you would have from someone like that?
Yes, so like I mentioned, even though we provide our services to the general public, we are extremely careful not to provide any legal advice because we're not attorneys.
Mm-hmm.
So if we see that someone needs legal advice in whatever situation they have related with immigration, we're obviously going to say, hey, you need to go and see an attorney instead. Now, if that person says, oh, I need to apply for my U.S. citizenship, or perhaps even the permanent residence on a family basis, or things like that, we can actually help them with the preparation of all the forms, the documents that they have to provide, and basically prepare the package, you know, guide them in such a way, just instructing them based on whatever instructions are on the website from the Immigration Service.
Wonderful. You mentioned your website. What's your website address?
Yes, it is www.immigrationds.com.
ImmigrationDS.com.
DS and document, S as in solutions.
Good going. Good going. Before we end, I just want you to share with the audience just some advice for people that may be thinking about starting their own business. What, you know, is there anything that comes to your mind, Johanna, that would say, you know what, this is something you really ought to do if you're going to start your business? Any kind of suggestion that you may have that could be a pitfall for someone?
Sure. Well, from my personal experience, like I said, I was fearful in the beginning. I was skeptical a little bit, but I would say if you really have a passion for something, don't let fear stop you, because, you know, fear is going to paralyze you, and you don't want that. Just move forward, and of course, it's a lot of work. You have to persevere and do, you know, be a hard worker and just do what you want to do, and you will succeed, I believe.
So, what I heard is passion.
Yes.
Be passionate about
you have to like what you do.
Love what you do,
yes.
because you're going to spend a lot of time
yes.
doing that. So there has to be a real love, a passion for what you're doing. And then the other was being a hard worker.
Yes.
In other words, you're not going to be successful just sitting at home watching the soap operas.
No.
So, well, listen, I hope that you've enjoyed tonight's
Definitely.
show. We certainly have enjoyed having you with us.
Thank you.
We want to thank Johana Negron from Immigration Document Solutions here in Port St. Lucie. You'll see on the screen how to contact Johanna and her organization if you are an attorney looking for real professional assistance, or if you're a person that needs her kind of professional services, then it's right there on the screen. So we'd invite you to call her and make her feel particularly welcome here in Port St. Lucie and the Treasure Coast. So again, Johanna, thank you so much for being here. And our wonderful audience, thank you for joining us today. And we wish you nothing but the best. And we'll see you the next time at Entrepreneur's Corner. Thank you.
You have been listening to and watching Entrepreneur's Corner, a talk show that interviews entrepreneurs of the Treasure Coast and gets valuable insight to the secrets of their success and the story of their business. Sponsored by TCoast Studios. Visit TCoastStudios.com.